What's going on, broskies? GG here, coming at you with the December ban list. I've been hearing so much hype going on about it, trying my best not to get any spoilers. So let's see what Konami's been cooking up and what the new meta is going to be looking like. So it seems like Konami didn't even put the new ban list up on their website, so I had to go check out the Euro link. So, because they seem to be updated for whatever reason. So let's take a look and see what is on the forbidden ban list. All right, so January 1st, okay. So that means we still got a few more days to, run the cards that we got now. And then new meta is officially changing. So let's see what major decks got hit. Hopefully something good. I've been seeing hyped about it everywhere. So let's take a look. Oh, right off the bat, Agido, the Ancient Sentinel. So this card is going to be crazy that it finally got hit. I've been seeing it on a lot of ban list predictions, and I'm not too surprised to actually even here right now. So that's going to be crazy, but it's not going to make the craziest difference unless the deck got hit a little bit more. And Kelbeck got hit. What? That is freaking crazy right there. So Kelbeck and Agido both got hits right there. That's crazy. So Tearlaments got a crazy hit, and that's going to completely change up the entire format for the deck going forward. So Tearlament has consistently been pulling cards left and right from anywhere they can get to make the craziest boards. So the fact that these two got banned now means Tearlament players are going to have to be a little bit more creative and see where they're going to be able to pick those lines to get those boards that they want to make. This is definitely good though, because now Tearlaments is going to be a little bit slower, but Tearlament players are going to keep doing what they always do, and they're going to find the most random cards to make it work regardless. At least the deck is going to be a little bit slower now, so that's going to be a little bit more challenging for them. Let's see how that's going to affect the new meta going forward with the deck. Mathmech Circular, boys, yo, so Mathmech Circular, I am done. I'm so surprised Mathmech's actually on here right now. So this is gonna be crazy for the Mathmech players out there. So Mathmech Circular, one card OTK, one card setup for a major board, and it can float in so many other decks. So the fact that this got hit, that's going to change up a lot of game styles, not just for this deck, but a lot of other decks going forward. I noticed Konami's starting to hit a few floating cards here and there already, so they're not just hitting like specific decks going forward, it seems like, but they're going to be hitting a lot of decks in general. They already got Pisteel's last ban list, so this is just crazy. RIP Mathmech, it was good whilst it lasted. Definitely had fun playing against a few of those decks, but it was nice knowing you. Alright, so that's some pretty interesting hits already. What else did Konami possibly hit here? So I'm still seeing some normal stuff, things that shouldn't be. Two Tails of the Noble Knight. That is insane. It's crazy because just recently I've been seeing this card all over my feed. Everyone's been talking about it, splashing in, seeing what playstyles they can run with this card, and then the very next day it pops up on the ban list. Like, what are the odds of that? Rescue Ace is definitely going to be taking a hit from this. It's nothing too major, but anything possible to slow down that deck right now because it is tier 1. It's definitely helpful for everyone else, especially a role player like me. Phantom, RIP, Prank It's Meow Meow Mew. Oh, it's gonna be. Tell me how I got into the deck. I played it for a hot minute, and then when this finally got hit, I was so disappointed. It's like this card does not even belong on this ban list no more. Konami, please, for the love of God, let the Prank Kids players play the damn game, please. So that seems to be it for the bans, really. So that seems like we're going straight into the limiteds. I honestly thought they would have hit a few more decks. Granted, this is still pretty good nonetheless, but I mean, they had to do something on the limited and semi-limited for this list to be this crazy, because Rescue Ace got hit, Mathmech got hit, Tearlaments got hit. 3 of the major decks right now. Mathmech not so really, but still, it's always good to see them, getting bumped out a notch. Alright, for the limited list, let's see what Konami did, and if it's going to be anything major. Orchid Harp Horror, really? That's actually a pretty decent hit, I'm not gonna lie, but it's crazy. Just the other day I was looking at the Orchid deck and I'm like, you know what? I think I might give it a try. and then this happens. I'm gonna low-key take that as a sign that I should have never played this deck to begin with. But not bad. Orchist Harp Word. Okay. Red X Dragon, really? Oh my god, I already see Rescue Ace. I'm trying not to look at what Rescue Ace it is. I legit forgot all about this card. Yo! Why is it now coming on the ban list? After how long? Konami now finally decided to ban this card. It's like few years, few late Konami. They like legit forgot that this card was even there, and they low-key tried to slip it in, thinking we're not probably gonna even notice. It's way too late for this card to even be hit right now. Now or never, right, Konami? It's not really gonna change anything. I don't really think anyone really cares. For you few players out there who's running it, I'm sorry, but it's not gonna be nothing major, I'm sure. Rescue Ace, my boys. Yo, so let's see. Airlifter. No way. Okay. So Airlifter is officially limited. So that's definitely gonna mess with some plays there. I can guarantee you that much. So this is the second time on the list that Rescue Ace is being hit. I think Konami's coming after y'all. I legit did not see this coming. One time, fine. Twice? That's crazy. I would think Konami would also maybe hit like Unchained or Pearly more than just Rescue Ace twice, but I mean, the deck is literally the best in my opinion. This is definitely going to be changing hands going forward of how they're going to be able to pull him off, especially now that he's going to be limited. But it's just also going to make the players try to play different lines and maybe a little bit more safer now because of the resource that they're going to have for him. It's only going to slow down the deck just a little bit, nothing too major, and I still think it's going to be top tier. But it's still good to see the deck's going to be hit like this, because now it's going to be a little bit more harder and challenging for the players, and it's not going to be like 1, 2, 3 every single combo. So it's definitely a good hit for us, bad hit for Rescue Ace players, but I think it was a healthy one needed. Nothing too major, the deck is still very, very reliable, so I think it was a well-needed hit. Not bad. Alright, Unchained. Wow, I was just talking about it too. That is crazy. Konami's coming out for everyone. What? So Rescue Ace and now Unchained, the two major decks in the meta right now, both are getting hit. That's insane. When was the last time Konami came out with a ban list that's hitting all the major decks right now? This is like exactly what everybody really low-key needed. So just like Rescue Ace, this is going to be a pretty good hit for Unchained. It's nothing going to be drastically crazy because Unchained players can definitely play around this limited now. They definitely have to keep picking a few more different lines and maybe play a little bit more cautious. But they're still going to be able to do some major plays nonetheless. So the deck is going to be slowed down just a little bit, but absolutely still going to be tier 1 meta. It seems like there's a trend going on with Konami right now with this ban list. They're hitting all the major decks, but nothing too crazy to the point where it's like unplayable. They're just slowing the decks down just enough for them to be hit, where it's gonna make the players, you know, play a different line, but also giving other decks a lot more chance to get higher plays. And that's still pretty good because a lot of other decks could be really good if these two decks didn't single-handedly dominate the meta recently. Dryas and Healer got hit. Wow, Konami hitting everybody. No joke. What is going on here? Dryas is definitely, hands down, one of the most important cards to the deck in my opinion. They really did Rika dirty for no reason. Like, there's not much Rika players to begin with. You did not need to do this to the deck. But hey, if it works, it works. I mean, the deck is definitely going to still be playable, but Rika players are going to have to get very creative on the next lines they're going to have to take, because these are going to be major hit to the decks. I would never really consider Rika players to be up there to begin with, tier 1 or even maybe tier 2, but now this is definitely going to bump them down a notch, and to see how the deck is even going to be consistent or reliable going forward is going to be very interesting. So I'm very curious how they're going to have these plays going. This ban list has been crazy already, so I don't even know what to say. When was the last time we had a ban list this crazy? I be the World Chalice. This is insane. This card really got limited. This has been a really good card, and I've even thought about how we could potentially play this a little bit more often, because you're not really seeing much players running this card to begin with. It's a very splashable card and will float in a lot of decks, but yet it's not really getting as much plays as I expected. But now synchros are hitting a lot stronger. With RDA coming out with the new support, this has potential. You also have Centurion, so synchros are definitely making a big move. There's always a chance for this card to be played more. So I'm curious now, the fact that it's at limited, if this card's going to be seeing more plays, and what potential decks we could splash this in, because this can be able to pull up some crazy plays with this card and open up a lot of new lines for some decks. So you gotta keep an eye out for this card, definitely. So it seems that's it for the monsters. Anything else has been limited, or are we at the same? Snatch Steal goes in match. Rivalry at the Warlords. There can only be one. Yo, so Snatch Steal, my boy, Snatch Steal. Talk about an OG card coming back with some crazy plays going into the new meta. Yo, 2024, we stealing all your cards. It went from that's our graveyard to that's our cards, because now everybody's gonna be taking everyone's card. You got Snatch Steal, you got Change of Hearts. You're gonna be able to run so many different opportunities to be taking all the big boss monsters from your opponent and potentially breaking the board with this card. So lots of potentials, and they really hit the 3 floodgates. That is absolutely needed. Finally, we can play the game again. You know, every time you hit that locals, you got that one toxic player who's playing all the floodgates in their deck, and it's like they would go summon a whole board. Okay, that's cute. I can definitely break that. Pass turn, flip 1, 2, 3, and it's like, okay, what do I do now? Floodgates has to be the most annoying thing to deal with. On the bright side, now that it's finally limited, those type of players and those decks are going to be drastically changing up going forward, and hopefully we can see less floodgates and more competitive play, and this definitely evens out the field for a lot of plays going forward, because any one of these cards could easily splash into some decks and can drastically turn the tides of a game. Talk about going 2 is now dead with these 3 cards. So it seems that's all that there is for limited. That is a major hit nonetheless. Let's see what semi-limited has to offer. Forbidden, crazy. Limited's just insane nonetheless. Yo, what can Konami possibly do now? Semi-limited. Okay, so you already got Dino Wrestler, really? This is actually really good for the deck. I'm definitely happy they finally got this card as semi-limited. Especially going Psychic, this is definitely gonna help Dino players out there just a little bit more consistently with the deck, but it's still not gonna be enough to drastically bring Dinos back to what they used to be. Still waiting on that Dino comeback, my boys. When this deck finally comes back, you best believe we hitting that Dinos. Speedroid. Okay, so I am very surprised that this is actually getting a comeback too, it looks like. What's going on here? So definitely helpful for the deck. Really good searcher nonetheless. And we might be seeing some more plays with this. It's nothing too crazy or that's going to drastically change the gameplay for the deck, but we're definitely going to see some more gameplays with this card, and it could potentially do some serious damage in the right hands. So Speedroid, keep out for that. Definitely not going to be top tier, but it's still good to see some more Speedroids out there. Love this deck. And Pearly Sleepy Memory, really? Sleepy Memory, my boys? Out of all the things Konami could have hit on Pearly, Sleepy Memories. So you got Rescue Ace, Tearlaments, Unchained, and Pearly, 4 of the major decks in the meta got hit. But Pearly, out of all the decks, barely got to, just like a slap on the wrist for Pearlies. This absolutely doesn't really do much at all. Konami secretly like furries. Konami, you guys, this ban list was insane. Definitely crazy. A lot of changes, and that's about it for the semi-limited as well. New ban list effective January 1st. Meta is definitely going to be changing a little bit. I'm going to actually be coming out with a tier list for the new post-ban list as the next video. So stay tuned for that. Konami, crazy good job. Best ban list we had in a long time. Tell me what you guys think. Leave your comments. Smash that subscribe and like button. Until next time, see you guys.